Hi guys, thanks for joining. I'm Maggie Adhami-Boynton. I am one of the founders and the CEO of ShopThing, which is a live shopping marketplace. I'm going to be talking to you today about all things live shopping, how you can use it to drive millions of sales for your brand via video and mobile. By a quick show of hands, and there's not a lot of us here, but we'll do it anyway. How many of you are familiar with live shopping? Nobody? One, half, okay. So I won't even ask you how many have bought before. Before I dive in, don't worry, you're gonna know everything you need to know, but before I dive in, I'm gonna take you with me on a journey, okay? Bear with me, I won't be long, it'll be a very quick journey, but it kind of sets up the story. So imagine we're Black Friday 2021 in Toronto, and if you're in Toronto at that time, you know that as a retailer, you've been shut down for the better part of the last 18 months. You're really excited. It's your first Black Friday in like 2 years. You want to make up for all those lost sales. You bring in your A-team. Your promotions are ready. All that's standing between you and a $200,000 day are literally the locked doors in front of you. You open up at 9 a.m. feeling really excited, but you noticed there's no queue outside, no crazy long lines like you're used to, but you're hopeful anyway. You spend the next hour helping the patrons. The team's really psyched. 10 a.m. rolls around and this girl walks in speaking really fast. She's on FaceTime. She's like a whirlwind taking over your whole store, asks for 40 pairs of shoes to try on. She's asking you about size, about fit, about quality, what packaging comes with the shoes. She just basically turned your store upside down. Before you know it, 2 hours has passed and she's ready to cash out. So you go to the cash, and you ring her up for 73 pairs of shoes. 73 pairs of shoes totaling $20,000. Really excited, you cash her out, your team helps her bring out the shoes to her car. That's 10% of your daily total. You're like, yes, this is a great day, I'm gonna do so well. You check your till to see how you've done for the day, and then you check it again and realize you've sold 75 pairs of shoes. So besides the fast-talking lady, you've only sold 2 other pairs of shoes in 3 hours on Black Friday, which is supposed to be your busiest time of year, with a full A-team staff, inventory, what have you. That story is true, that girl, fast-talking girl is me, and the experience is live shopping. So what is live shopping? It's exactly that. It's the experience of shopping live with a key opinion leader or a host or an influencer in real time. It's kind of like QVC, but it's on mobile. And instead of the traditional TV hosts, you're going to get key opinion leaders or influencers. Now, the one main difference with live shopping is that the customer can engage with you. So they chat with you, they talk to you, they ask you how things feel and fit, and whether you can find that bag that you see in the background, can you grab that one and show it? So it's really interactive form of shopping. And because of that kind of interaction, more than just that, but live shopping tends to see much higher conversion rates. So typical e-com conversion rates hover in around 2 to 3%. Live shopping conversion rates start at about 10% to 30%. And so, we're talking 5 to 10 times what you would get with traditional e-commerce. Of course, you're going to ask me, why is live shopping so much better and why does it perform so much better? There are so many reasons, and I can probably do another 30-minute talk on what they are, but I boiled it down to 3 key pillars that we think about and use in our own business every single day. So the first one we're going to talk about is a trusted source, a key opinion leader, an influencer. This is already somebody you know and you trust and you love shopping on your behalf. And we know today that 49% of consumers have looked to influencers to recommend them products, and 40% actually purchase something they've seen on an influencer. And so you kind of understand why that helps increase that conversion rate. Second, yes?
Sorry, can I just ask a question?
Sure.
But do you feel like that from influencers it comes as a genuine?
Yes, it has to be genuine. So I'll ask you something. Even though you disrupted my talk, I'm going to ask you something anyway. Would you buy something that a sales rep was selling you, or would you buy something that an influencer that is not being paid by that store is recommending to you?
I think the problem is I don't know if the influencer is not being paid. I think that's because when I see influencers on Instagram, I'm just like, oh my god, this page is just an influencer. Like they're just getting sponsored for everything. Do I even want to work with them?
Fair.
Every posting.
So most people don't feel that way, but I can totally see where there are that sort of like, is this genuine? The key to selecting a key opinion leader, and we'll get into this later, but the key is picking somebody that's really authentic and genuine for that brand. So, you know, I love these shoes. If I sell these shoes, it's because I love them and I'm wearing them. But if I try to sell you like Colgate toothpaste, you're gonna be like, Maggie, you're not a Colgate toothpaste rep. Like, you're not a dentist. Why are you selling me Colgate toothpaste? So it has to be really authentic to who that person is and genuine to the key opinion leader. And we'll get into casting a little bit later. The second thing, and I kind of cheated here because it's two things in one, is promotions and gamification. So very typical in live shopping, and you'll see it in Asia, is it's usually tied to promotions. And you see it in QVC too. I have this face cream, it's $59.99, but today you get it for $39.99. So having that time-sensitive promotion obviously always increases conversion, and then gamification. So I'll give you an example of gamification. If I hosted a live and I said, in the middle of my live, I'm gonna give away a $100 coupon to be used today. I'm not gonna tell you when, but I'm gonna give away $100. If you're really engaged, you will stay and wait till I give away that $100. The longer I can keep you in my live, the better the chances are that I can sell you something. And so gamification is a really key thing that is used for driving that increased conversion. And then the last thing is live demonstrations. So if you think about where e-commerce falls flat, I call it catalog fatigue, scrolling through thousands and thousands of static images, not understanding if it's gonna fit you, what it's gonna look like. You know, is there a pocket inside? Is there not a pocket inside that bag? Live demonstrations allow KOLs to actually showcase product, put them on, talk about how they fit, how they feel, obviously, again, driving to increase conversion. Now, live shopping, I didn't invent it, I wish I did, but it's been a really big thing in Asia since 2016. Alibaba actually was the founder of live shopping. Today, it is a $423 billion industry in Asia, where over 60% of consumers shop in this way, which is insane. And I'm gonna show you a video because it's better than me just talking at you.
E-commerce has been very successful in the past 20 years, but it is still two-dimensional. With Alibaba's live streaming, you create a three-dimensional, live, interactive, mobile, and social shopping experience. Customer can say, I want to see the inside of the bag. Show me how many zippers there are. That is beyond anybody could have imagined 5 years ago. We believe live streaming is the future of retail and e-commerce. For American audiences, the way I describe live streaming is a combination of QVC plus Facebook Live plus an e-commerce platform, all roll into one app. In that first meeting as a company, we have to take a look at what are some of the quantity and sizings. Are they enough for us to sell?
Before a live streaming session, I will go to the company or the designer studio, do a very short teasing session, and that way we can create interest. You can look at it, but you can't get it yet.
You can make an announcement of what you're about to do in the next 2-3 days, maybe in a week. So within their app, they put it into a reminder, and they will get notification when we go live. Customers saying, please start selling right now. But Zoe is actually holding it back, get them really excited, hold up the demand. When the time is right, start selling.
I know who's coming into the live streaming channel, their preference, their work, their life.
At the same time, thousands of people are watching.
Like 10,000, 20,000.
People are telling Zoe what size they are. See, 37, 39, 37, 40. Customer engagement is really, really good.
Amazing. It's the right way to sell. And you're watching, someone twisting around and showing it. We try to do it through lifestyle shots and all this stuff, but never will be as good as someone wearing it.
She tries so many shoes, thousands of SKUs. She feels this is a size 7. That is true size 7. And it's almost like you trying them on without ever leaving their living room.
Once the product is listed, 50, 60 pairs in a second.
11,475 viewers right now.
Can I take a picture of that?
Everything is within the same app. Customer service inquiry, track their package, is linked to their bank account, so the sales conversion is much, much higher when you don't have to go anywhere. Everything is here.
You're testing a new market, which could be a great thing for a brand. They have a relationship with Zoe. These people, they know her.
They know her and she knows. Yeah.
So when she backs a brand, it's like it means something.
Right.
Rather than going online and building it and testing it for months at a time. 20,000 people engage with the brand so quickly.
Okay, yay! Oh my goodness, high five, high five, high five.
Almost 500 pairs. That's something to celebrate for sure.
By the end of 2020, over 350 million Chinese are buying from foreign brands and individuals, and that number is still growing. Alibaba has truly created something that connects social aspect of your life to e-commerce. You connect them together, that becomes magic.
It really does become magic, guys. Take it from me. Now, we saw in China, small businesses and key opinion leaders are, already here and live shopping. But out in the West, retail giants are also investing heavily, and not just retail giants, but also tech giants. Everyone from the likes of Meta to Amazon to the conglomerates like LVMH. I'm going to take us through 3 case studies, and we can talk about some of those pillars that I had mentioned and why they're so important, and highlighted through these cases. So the first one is Aldo. So Aldo decided that they wanted to run their very first live shopping campaign or event, and they did it right. So they went after 2 key opinion leaders. So they picked Kim Cattrall, who's a celebrity stylist, and Nate Wyatt, who's a big TikToker. They put them together, threw them on a live stream. The duo talked about fashion trends and chit-chatted and had a great time, all while also talking about Aldo's products. And Aldo had released their drop that day. And as a consumer, you could also purchase what they were talking about live during that stream. Aldo deemed it a success. They then posted that same video onto their website. It drove around 17,000 page views, which they thought was really successful, and about 12 minutes of average viewing time. And during their event, they had 308% engagement, which is really high. What they did really well was what I talked about with the first pillar, is that picking that KOL that really speaks to your brand and using that as a lever. The second case study is Bloomingdale's. Now, Bloomingdale's, believe it or not, has hosted more than 50 live shopping events since the pandemic, which is kind of crazy to me because it's Bloomingdale's. But the fact that they've done it is amazing. So what they did is they took Jimmy Choo's creative director, Sandra Choi, they put her in a live stream, and they actually did a bunch of things really right. I'll start with the first one. So the first thing they did was, if you had registered for the event in advance, they sent you a cocktail and macaron in the mail, so that you could actually watch it live and also enjoy like this in-person physical experience that was really true to a luxury brand. Then the next thing they did was, the first 50 people that bought from that live, they gave them a hand-drawn fashion sketch. And then lastly, because our second pillar was gamification, they gamified it. So they told you, if you stay all the way to the end of the live, we will put your name in a raffle to win a gift basket. And they saw that the majority of their viewers actually stayed to the end of the live. So they did that really well. And then lastly is a ShopThing success story, which calls on the power of live demonstration. So we sent 2 influencers to an event last summer, and in 1 hour, in one day, the 2 influencers sold $300,000 worth of product. By comparison, just to give you the range, a mid-tier luxury retailer sells about $500,000 worth of goods in 1 month. So they were able to do that one day, and it was via the power of live video demonstration. So you can see here, this influencer is showing the bag. She shows the inside of the bag. She shows you how to style it. She puts on the shoes. She puts on the clothes. So really working on that angle to drive conversion. Now, how can you guys drive millions in sales for your brand? I get it. I've sold you. I'm an excellent salesperson. Now you want to know where you have to start. Oh, no, lied. Here we go. So first thing is define your target audience. Who do you want to reach with a live stream? Is it somebody that's different than who you're reaching today with other channels, or are you just trying to amplify it? So first of all, decide that. And then choosing the right KOL. So casting is really important. The way we think about it at ShopThing is we're casting the same way movie producers cast for a movie. I actually don't know if the producers cast. Whoever does casting for a movie. director, whatever. But you have to pick a KOL that's really genuine to the brand that you're gonna pair them with to make sure that it comes through as really authentic and you don't feel like they're just selling you product that they're being paid for. Thirdly is a moderator. So you wanna make sure logistically you're set up. Anytime I host a live stream, I will get thousands upon thousands of comments, and I kid you not, 50% of them, without fail, are, does this come with a dust bag and does it come with a box? As a KOL, you do not need to spend your precious time answering that. Instead, you should be talking to the ones that are asking about fit, or, hey, I love red bags, but I kind of wanted a black bag. Can you find me a black bag? And so having a moderator to help answer some of the really standard questions that you don't need to be answering is really key. And then marketing. I know that people think if you build it, they will come. They will absolutely not come. You can have Kylie Jenner host a live stream, and if nobody knows about it, not a single person will attend. So make sure that you're marketing in the same way that you market all of your other initiatives and shout it from the rooftops. And then lastly, do what Aldo did. When your live stream is done, feature it on all of those free outlets that you own today, all that real estate you have, like a website and Instagram and TikTok and wherever you can. Make sure that you're cross-promoting it everywhere. I lied, there's one more thing. There's one more thing you should do. Consistency. So consistency is really important. You can host a live stream once and it might not be that successful, but you need to build that behavior with your consumers because they don't know what it is. It's really new to everybody. So having a consistent schedule, and it doesn't have to be once a week, even if it's once a month or once quarterly, but building something that your customers can come to expect will help drive engagement. And then we can't forget about entertainment because that's like half of the fun. I call this intersection, I call it entertainmers or shoppertainment, but it really is that intersection of entertainment and e-commerce creates the best live shopping experience. And if you can do all of those things I just said, the sky is legitimately the limit for you. We talked about how many purchases are made via influencers today. 100 billion hours, is that right? Yeah, spent in shopping apps in 2021. And with live shopping, you're not bound by a physical store, number of people that can fit in that physical store, store hours. Your reach is limitless. And so if you can do all of this, then the world is your oyster. Now, you guys saw how explosive this was in China. It's a $423 billion industry. And we may never get to be that big just because of the sheer size of the US compared to Asia. But we are trending in the right way. So the Asian market has grown about 280% from 2017. The US market has grown pretty much in that same way, 283% over the last few years. And it's expected to double by 2025. So we are still quite nascent, and it is the early days. But there's still time to get in. And actually, Mike talked about it in the last one. You want to get in early, right? This is the time to get in. I think about live shopping the way I think about TikTok or Instagram. If you are an early content creator on those platforms, you reap the benefit of their growth. If you are early adopter of live shopping, you will reap the benefits of its growth. You will learn, you will adapt, you will evolve, you will already be steps ahead of everybody else. And I'm gonna give you one more video.
大家好，我来了。然后
This is live stream shopping, one of the hottest trends in China. Every night, tens of millions of people watch live shows hosted by influencers like Thea and buy the products they recommend.
It's not about, only shopping. It's about the experience. It's about having fun. You got to see 3D. You got to see in some kind of action. It's almost like a theater act.
The internet craze has taken over China. By the end of 2020, the country had almost 400 million live stream shopping users. China's live stream e-commerce market has also grown dramatically, with an estimated value of $161 billion in 2020. It's becoming popular outside China as well. So, is live streaming the future of shopping? Live streaming is not a new thing. In China, it started in 2015 with the rollout of 4G, and it was first used for entertainment and socializing. Many live streamers performed for their followers or chatted to them, making money by receiving virtual currency and gifts. In the West, live streaming is mainly the domain of avid gamers. In China, it's broken into e-commerce.
China actually has a very big e-commerce empire. So it uses these super apps, what we call, that you have payment, you have search of information, you have recommendation system, and you have huge amount of goods available on the platform, and as well as a lot of consumers. So with this advantage, they merge these features of live streaming to make the influencers actually sell goods.
Here is a perfect choice. Nice neutrals, beautiful print, nothing overwhelming, and the warmth and comfort of flannel. This is item.
Traditional TV shopping involves a one-way direction, whereby a host introduces a product, demonstrates certain things, and say, call this number or something. But live stream shopping is live. That in itself is a very, very big difference that causes different psychology. And live stream shopping is a very entertaining way of actually engaging someone else.
When you shop, actually, this live streaming video will continue. It will minimize into a corner, and you can like buy the items and pay all on the same app. And after that, the live streaming screen will just enlarge by itself, and the promoter will come back to screen.
A lot of successful live streamers are generally very good at communication. They're very good at articulating very simply what a product does, what a product doesn't do. In order for them to sell, they need to be trustworthy and appear trustworthy, and they need to show in some ways that they're authentic, right? So for Via and Li Jiaqi, they are able to articulate that quite a bit through their body language, through what they say. For example, Li Jiaqi will also sometimes say things, bad things about certain products, because to him, that's his honest opinion, and sometimes people want to hear that. And so they seem very credible, they seem very trustworthy, and don't forget, they're also very entertaining and very interesting.
Live streamers also use sales techniques such as limited time or supply. This sense of scarcity can often encourage viewers to buy.
The platform in itself creates and enhances some of these things because you see it live. Something we call social proof has taken over, meaning that, hey, other people are interested, other people are joining in, other people want the same product. And they add it in the chat and they ask questions and they say, oh, I want this too. What happens then? It makes the whole product even more scarce. If you look at the numbers alone, their numbers alone, Li Jiaqi's numbers or Via's numbers, you know that they can sell and you know that they can generate revenue. Are they able to sustain it over a long period of time? It depends on how innovative they are at changing some of the things that they do.
But you can't expect consumers one day turn into virtual shopping for good. There will be the nature of us that crave to go into the store, to touch the goods and actually wear it and see how it looks like and walk around in that with our friends. And those things wouldn't be replaceable with live streaming.
She makes a really good point at the end. Live streaming is not meant to replace traditional stores. It's meant to enhance the way we shop online. I will take any questions. Yes.
So, what platform do you recommend to? So I feel like it's a mix of two. Like you do the actual shopping on the website, but then where do you do the live stream?
Yeah, so there are a few different ways you could go into live shopping. So there are the platforms that allow you to host your own stream on your website. There are 10 of them. Bamboozler is one of the biggest ones based out of, they're based out of Sweden, I believe. They're in Europe, but they work with a bunch of North American brands. And then there are ones like what we do is we help brands host events with influencers. So it's not meant to come from the brand itself. It's supposed to come from an influencer and feel more authentic. So it just depends on what you want to do and what you're looking for.
And so those influencers will be on Instagram or TikTok?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yes?
The brand that you showed a case today that sold $300,000 in 24 hours relative to $500,000 in a month. How much do you estimate, if you don't know, that they paid the influencer to do that live stream?
So those influencers, I probably can't share how much they got paid, but it's a percentage of sales.
Oh, they're getting paid commission?
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. Yes.
So there's a lot more people in China, obviously.
Yes.
Than here. What do you think? Why do you think that is? Do you think there's what cultural difference?
Yeah, it's a good question. So first of all, they're about 3 to 5 years ahead of us. Actually, they're about 3 to 5 years ahead of us. We're still in the early days, but the key difference between why it exploded so much in China and so quickly is because the Chinese are very used to mobile shopping. They adopted it far earlier than we did. They do everything on mobile. They're light years ahead of us in terms of technology. And so adoption of live shopping for them was like that. They were already doing everything on mobile. It wasn't a strange thing. It was something they were really comfortable with. And then they had this concept of super apps where you can, like if you look at WeChat, where you can do everything within one app. Like they're very comfortable with the concept. And so the adoption there was much faster than I think it ever will be here. But I've seen the industry already grow so much in the last 2 years, so I know that there's still lots and lots of room to grow.
I know you can't mention something specific to a campaign yet. On that, percentage of sales, commission, can you give us a range of rates, even big rates, just to give people a sense of what they can expect and how to think about planning for their business?
Yeah, so brands typically will pay anywhere between 5 and 20% commission of sale. Typically that's tiered. So it's performance-based. If you sell X hundreds of thousands, you pay 5%. If you sell this much, you pay 10%, whatever that is. But yeah, I would say, exactly, yeah. Or think about like the affiliate model. That's how much you're typically paying for affiliate marketing. It's very similar, in line with those rates. No worries.
But no like flat upfront costs to those influencers? Or is there?
Well, that was ShopThing, so I can tell you no flat upfront costs to the influencer. Other platforms might be different, but we don't charge our brands a fee for that.
In the first example that you mentioned for all of them,
yes.
What platform did they host the live stream on?
I don't know if it was Livescale or Bamboozer, but I'm assuming it was one of those.
And then so first they hosted there, and then they looked at the website essentially.
Yeah. Well, I think they always hosted it on their website, and then they just let it live as like an on-demand playable video file on the website. Yeah.
How are the sizes of these businesses and how they work? Because like I totally get how a big retailer could do this again and again, right? You have a ton of options, etc. But for someone, I don't know, like if you're a specialty store, maybe you've got 8 stores in the entire U.S., one in each major city or something like that. Like what are you guys experiencing? Like what type of size are people going to, and like just general?
I think it's better set up for those types of stores because typically their reach is much smaller. And so to be able to reach so many more people without having to open up physical stores is really powerful. In Asia, it's like the gamut. It's literally the entire range. You could be a small business. Like they literally sell pancakes to rocket ships or rocket launches. So it is an entire range. I think that the nice thing about live shopping is you can bring a lot of awareness to your brand if you are a small business that doesn't have hundreds and hundreds of locations nationally.
And do you help identifying the influencers or the right folks that would market for us?
The really genuine key opinion leaders? Yes, we do. Have I sold you on influencers?
I think definitely open to trying, because we've tried, every time we've launched a video with like an influencer, we haven't seen good ROI on that. And I feel like all of our products, I'm from Uncommon Goods, which is like an e-commerce gifting company.
Cool.
And so every time we go, some of our products will naturally go viral on Instagram or on TikTok. And anytime a product naturally goes viral, then we see a surge of sales. But anytime we've tried to mimic that or tried to like work with an influencer, I don't know if we're picking the wrong influencers or what we're doing wrong, but it doesn't tend to have that effect.
Yeah, I will say that that's very common. The thing about live shopping is you can have an influencer and you can measure the conversion right there in that event. So it's not like you give out a bunch of gifts or you pay influencers to post and then hope that maybe that does something and somebody drives traffic. It's in the moment you can capture conversion. So if they have an engaged audience, in the moment you can capture that conversion. You don't have to hope that later they will go to your website and purchase. They can do it right there and right then.
Probably said this, but what platform do you use for the shopping? Are they doing it through your platform?
So if it's via ShopThing, it's on our own platform. It depends on who you go with. There are also third parties like the Bamboozer, which allow you to white label and host your own live shopping event. Ours is in our own marketplace. We pair the influencer with the brand, and we help do the casting, and then we'll run the event for you.
So, but are you putting the video onto different platforms?
It's in our app.
So if I want to see this, I have to go to ShopThing.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're a marketplace. We're a little bit different than just hosting it on your own.
And then once the video is created, can we post it on our product pages as well?
So what we allow is we allow you to post it to Instagram, so it'll create a story automatically when you're publishing, which is really nice because when we work with influencers, not only do we get the product in our app, but then they also cross-promote all of that same product into Instagram, and it goes sort of within their network, and that's all a shoppable product as long as they can add a link. Yes?
You kind of have to have, for a store that doesn't have actual products, you have to have a store that has products.
You have to have products.
Or warehouse. But you could probably...
Totally. Warehouses.
Can you ship all the stuff to the influencers?
Yes. Yep. We do a lot of consignment deals where a brand will ship us a selection of goods and we'll host an event. So we do have a few studios. Yes.
One of the aspects, and this was probably because it was Asia where it's much bigger, like you're talking about having a huge ton of products, and then we're just talking about maybe smaller. How small, how big do you go? Like on products, like if you ship it, right, it can't be 1 million.
Yeah.
But so like how small are those? Like what's the minimum that you would be like, yeah, this makes sense?
Yeah, so in terms of SKUs, you'd want to, like every event, we say our sweet spot is between 50 and 100 products per event, like various SKUs. That doesn't have to be the depth. The depth can be in your warehouse, but SKU variety, 50 is kind of the sweet spot because you want to have people engaged for long enough that they're not dropping off. That's what we find is the sweet spot.
Different colors?
It could be different color, yeah, totally. Yeah.
Are you saying 50 different products?
Yeah.
And how long is that event?
So typically our events run about 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours.
The influencers are hosting it from their page as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yes?
You said the average event is 2 to 3 hours. That's pretty long. And so you might incentivize some to do the gamification, stay to the end. Generally, again, ranges are fine just to give us an order of magnitude. What percentage of the people that start stick with you for 2 to 3 hours? Are we talking like 20% or are we talking like 80%?
Yeah, so that's a really good question. And actually, if you guys think 2 to 3 hours is long, there are live streams that are like 10 to 15 hours. Are you shaking your head because you know this? Yeah, so you know, it's insane. Like Via, who's one of the top, do you know Via? She's one of the top KOLs in Asia. I think she did one that was like 17 hours, which is insane, which is one of the longest ones ever. The way and I can only speak to my own business because I don't know anybody else's stats. The way our business works is the influencer will be live for 2 to 3 hours, but that content exists online for a whole day. So it's completely shoppable. So think TikTok. You can consume it whenever you want. You can be at home at 9 p.m. at night and open up and watch the entire day's worth of live events. And so people don't have to stay between 2 and 5 p.m. They can come on in the middle of the night and purchase if they wanted to.
Do you recommend like table of contents? Because some people might not want
No, absolutely not. We want people to be in there and discovering and spending more time. We don't want to tell you what's coming because we want you to go through every single product to find something cool.
But if we have like 50 products, would we be able to splice the videos and create like 50 different videos that we can then post on the individual PDPs?
Yeah, we're short video format. So our whole thing, did you see Mike's talk? How he was talking about short video is like the way of the world. It really is the way of the world. It's one of the biggest categories of apps that are exploding in China is short video. So similar to TikTok, 15 to 30 second video clips. We are already short video. Every product for us is 30 seconds. So if you have 50 products, you have 50 products times 30 seconds to a minute long. A minute is our max. So yes, those can be used across various different channels.
Short and live for TikTok. Is TikTok does live as well?
Yeah. But nobody tuned into the lives.
It's decent.
It's decent, but it's not like 49-minute average viewing time. Yeah. Yes.
Can you maybe give an estimate about the whole package if I want to sell it through your platform?
Yep.
A product with a mid-known influencer, the star.
Yep.
How much a range?
Of what we charge?
Yes.
We don't.
Package.
We don't charge you.
The commission?
Yes, exactly.
Also,
Yeah. We don't even charge for the influencer. Yeah. Just the commission. Yeah. Very similar. Yeah. It's like real-time affiliate though, because we're not. I guess we're the third party, but yeah.
Do you think in the U.S. it's more, live shopping is meant more so for like these luxury items and not necessarily for like small gifting?
It's a good question. We started in luxury because it's just something I like personally, and we're moving into other verticals as well. I've seen it done. Like there's an app called Pop Shop Live, and they do like trinkets and more smaller gifting type of goods. And there's another app that does like all Pokemon cards and hockey cards, and that's exploding. So I think the opportunity is there for everything. It's just finding the right channel that works for you.
Is there any like significant like demographic numbers for live shopping in the United States? Like a high percent or this age group or women or?
I don't have that. It might exist. I haven't come across that, so I can't speak to that. I know our demographic skews high female, but it also could be just the virtue of what we sell. But I don't have the holistic US numbers. Cool. Well, thank you guys. We appreciate it.